Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear. First and foremost, Harold, thank you very much for hosting. I am going to throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat, and I'm going to be honest with you folks. We're going to hang out in the pre-show, which is what this is, for a little while because this is a fantastic kit. The Sazabi. It's been a really fun build. I've really enjoyed it. It is the best Royal Grade I've ever built. It is one of my favorite kits of the year that I've worked on. And legitimately, I don't want to finish it up for not too many folks. So I'd like to see if a few more folks join us tonight before we get into the building portion. As always, I'm going to build model kits. Asmo's here. Hi, Asmo. I'm going to build model kits and talk to you. And that's for a few people or for a lot of people. Having said that, I like it when people are here. It's fun. There are people who watch on YouTube after the fact. I appreciate that. There are some folks that watch the VODs. I appreciate that as well. I hope I don't sound like I don't appreciate it, because I do. But, yeah. I want people to enjoy what I'm doing. I want people to like it and to hang out. I know it's a Saturday, and sometimes Saturdays are not great for people. They have other things. There's wrestling on. I mean, there's always wrestling on every night of the week, basically. But there's things, stuff. Holiday parties are coming up. I mean, in December, I'm taking a Saturday off to go to a holiday party, the 14th. I'm not going to stream on Saturday the 14th because I got invited to a holiday party. I'm going to go to that. It's the yearly Christmas party that I've been going to for the past, I think, 7 years. What's up, Lashbrook? Hello. 6 or 7 years at least I've been going to the same Christmas party. And I'm going to go this year. One thing that's fun about that party is that last year I brought my laptop and I put one of my webcams on a stand and I live streamed it on my backup account, because I have a backup account. And I live streamed on that. And that was just fun to do. When we just did, I only sent the link out to people that knew about it. And we had like 3 viewers. And one person watched the whole gift exchange. And it was really fun. It's one of those Yankee Candle, I forget the other names. It's that thing where you bring a gift and it's wrapped. You don't know what it is. You don't know who brought it. And then you draw numbers and you pick it. And there's rounds. And you can take a new gift. Or you can take one that's already been unwrapped. And if you take one that's already been unwrapped, it can move right. White Elephant. White Elephant is another name for it. There's a lot of names for it. I literally have a list. Yankee Swap, White Elephant, Dirty Santa, Snowblind Stealers, Frosty Snatcher, Christmas Jinx, Rudolph Regift, Nasty Jinglers are all names for that. Harold just cheered 110. Thank you, or 100, sorry. 100. Harold, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it as always. Bitch and cheers are always appreciated. But yeah, I have, that's it next month though, so don't worry about it, okay? You don't have to worry about it right now. Back on top, Harold. Yes, indeed. But I'm excited to have an opportunity to see some friends that I haven't seen in a while, and just have a night. And that's going to be a Saturday coming up, the 14th. But yeah, December's going to be weird. I'm going to try to stream a lot. Pat's secret stream on an unlisted channel did more views than I get on a rare occasion streams that try to publicize things. Well, I mean, Asmo, you have to understand, like, one, I do get it, but two, it's like the couple people that watched that were people that were like used to go to this Christmas party that like are very interested in the events. So I am target marketing these people. And so I get that. And it's also, I am aware, very weird that, like, that was a thing that people wanted. Because people were like, oh, there were LA folks that were like, oh, I wish you could, like, live stream it. And I was like, we can. I mean, the audio is going to be my webcam. And I'm going to be holding a webcam and trying to get a good photo. Like, it's not great. But, like, okay, I'll do it. But yeah, I have a backup channel. So I used to use the backup channel for testing before I understood the whole idea of that you can put a piece of text in and do test streams. I just like created a second account. It's also good in case something weird happens to this account, on purpose or not. I mean, it's possible that I could co-stream something that's supposed to be able to be co-streamed and get a takedown notice or something like that. Like, um, I don't, things could happen. I don't know. I get it. It's pretty funny. I'm really happy to stream for myself and an odd friend in Korea. Yeah, Asmo, I mean, that's like, that's the thing. And I'm aware right now. Like, I could just start building. We are going to wait and see if a few more folks want to join us. And, like, yeah, the fact that there are 4 viewers right now is a good number. It's not the numbers I normally hit. And, of course, I'm not hitting anything incredible. I'm not, like, breaking records here. But I still like to have a few folks around before we do stuff, I I am aware that sometimes people like move on to other things because of course they do. So I would like to have a base number of viewers before we get into stuff. Especially since we are getting close to finishing the Sazabi. We got to build a head, we got to build the backpack, and then we got to build some weapons. That's a 2-hour stream doing that. I can show you what we're going to work on next. It won my poll on my Patreon. My $10 patron supporters get to vote. It came in second before we started the Sazabi. We're going to build the Kamen Rider Double Cyclone Joker. Which I don't know if the photo does it justice. It's like it's cool. It's like a look. I know some stuff about Kamen Rider. I don't know enough about Kamen Rider and the many incarnations of it, but I do know this is like a half and half thing, and it's pretty neat looking. And it was released this year, and it's the Figure Eyes set, so it's the similar to when you're working on or when I've worked on the Dragon Ball kits. But also apparently, what you can do is you could separate the halves, like you can see there, and you can match them with other halves that are coming out. So you can mix and match them, which is I think kind of neat. And I don't have plans to buy other Kamen Rider kits, but like I also want to support the very concept of Bandai and Bluefin doing maybe match the halves with the have-nots. Indeed, I want to support the very notion that Figure Eyes could be a thing that's not just because Ultron. There's been a few other shows. Naruto, they did Teen Naruto, which I enjoyed building, but like they've kind of run the course on Dragon Ball, I think. So I would like them to start doing other shows. Now, do I still want my Great Saiyaman Figure Eyes kit? Of course I do. They put out a figure, the regular figure, the action figure, not the model kit figure of Great Saiyaman. It looks rad, and I would really like to build that. But people send me stuff because they're like, "Oh, I know you like these Dragon Ball things." I'm like, "Those aren't the kits," and I understand. Figure Arts is the figure. Figure Rise is the kit, and that's not easily understood and easily confused, and I get it. I get that. I wish they did a better job of making that. What's this? Oh. Hey, why do people do this? I'm going to speak out loud. We're going to get to building in a second. We got to build the head on our Sazabi, but I want to say this. So, I was talking on Twitter about an anime I like. I'll talk about it later tonight. Fire Force. I like it. I was talking about how it's fun and I enjoy it. And in my opinion, outside of a character that is tough to justify, it's a great show and easy for me to tell people it's great. Time to get ahead. Indeed, Harold. So I was saying that, and then somebody who follows me on Twitter replied, and they were like, "That's how I feel about this show," and blah blah blah. And we brought up Minetta. We were talking whatever. And because I brought up Black Clover, someone who doesn't follow me or the person I was talking with who follows me came in to butt in and even said, "Sorry to jump in, but," and then said a bunch of stuff. Have you ever, audience, watching this later on YouTube, watching the VOD, here in the chat right now, have you ever searched for a term on Twitter so you could join someone else's conversation? And maybe even not the concept of, I'm going to reply to this person directly who made a tweet. I'm going to jump in on this conversation that two people are having on Twitter. Because I've never done that. And it's weird. Because it's like, you really like the anime Black Clover. And in the conversation I've had, I am positive about that anime. I am saying it is hard to justify telling people to watch that show because Gotch is a siscon and it's played for laughs and it fucking sucks. So it is a caveat that I must say. I think someone brought up that they didn't have any caveats talking about Bleach. And the point that was raised was, well, there is some shit in Bleach that isn't great, and which I agree with. The fact that they age up a fun little side character into a full-grown woman, Kon, I think her name was, that's not great. But also, I didn't talk about that, because I was like, I don't want to talk about Bleach, whatever. But it's fine, but it was a thing where I was like, why are you in this conversation? What is this for you? We got to get building. Whatever. People come, they come. Asmo says, no, because I'm not a sociopath. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's sociopathic. I don't know. I can't say for sure. All I can tell you is that I have never searched for keywords. So, when I search on Twitter for keywords, it is to find animated GIFs. That's it. If a pop culture event and something happens in wrestling happens right there, I will search for that term to see if someone has gifted it so that I can retweet them. And that is the legitimate, actual extent of what I do for searching for things. I don't search for people that agree with what I'm about to say so I can retweet them. I don't search for people that have negative things to say about the thing I like. Because why would I do that? And also, I am guilty of doing this on occasion, and I'm trying my best to make sure I'm not doing it. But sometimes, someone will retweet a thing, and you want to talk to not the person that retweeted it. You want to talk to just the person that made the thing. You got to keep those people separated. You got to make sure you're not replying to all, basically. You want to make sure you're replying just to the person you want to talk to about the thing you want to talk to about. If you want to talk to the original, you talk to the original. You want to talk to the person that had retweeted it, you talk to that person. You got to keep them separated, is what I'm saying. I basically don't post on Twitter except via videos from my PS4. Lashbrook, hey, that's probably healthy. I am in the business of promoting myself on Twitter. And then also, I also don't want to just be a promotion machine. I also have, thoughts and whatever. I put that out there for better or worse. And then also, I do like to talk about the things I like the same way that I talk about them here on Twitter or here on Twitch. I also talk about them on Twitter. But, I'm not advising that. I'm not suggesting that. I am that is merely how I do my thing. And then I hope that, I don't know. Occasionally I'll make some tweet about something and get some people response. I have tweeted on several occasions my opinion that perhaps, my opinion that I do not need to see hardcore wrestling anymore. I'm kind of done with it. Living doesn't require me being on Twitter. Yeah. I'm kind of done with hardcore, brutal wrestling. Just kind of over it. Kind of done with it. That's my opinion. I don't need it anymore. And some people view that as me saying that I hate the thing they love, which is not true. It's the opposite. I love it so much that I don't want Dustin Rhodes to have blood pour down his face. I don't want his younger brother to have blood pour down his face. It would be cool if neither of those men needed to bleed for enjoyment of professional wrestling. I think it would be rad if they didn't bleed all the time. And if that makes me some sort of bad fan, I get, alright, I guess. Yeah. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like Lashbrook that are like, it was fine. I've seen, because the response I get for a lot of people is like, I've seen so much worse. And it's like, yeah, I have too. I've seen so much worse in person. That doesn't mean that I also did not enjoy it. Like, look, to me, the thing that's more fun than that match is thinking about Kenny Omega building crafts for that match. That's the kind of wrestling I like. I like the kind of world building in wrestling that imagines Kenny Omega making chains into, and building props for this match. I find that fun. That's a fun thing for me. Way more than the brutality of that performance. That's less fun for me. But I understand that that's not everybody, and that's me, and I get that. I do get that. I hope that is clear. Alright, so we're building the head here. The head is the smallest piece of this kit, and is probably going to give me some trouble because it is teeny tiny. Harold says, I'm largely still on Facebook and Twitter to promote my Twitch channel and podcast. Yeah, I understand. There are also friends of mine on those medias that I do not see, and it is nice to be able to communicate with them and see them. I'm going to retweet myself because we'll see. We'll see if anybody else will jump in. Harold, thank you very much for tweeting about my stream. Appreciate that very much. But yeah. Yeah, look, if you don't have to be on social media and you don't want to be on social media, don't be on social media. I'm on it, like I said, to promote myself, but also to communicate with people that I don't see that often and to keep up what's going on with my friends and their lives and all that. And if there's a different social media that pops up that becomes the place that happens, I will go there. I have no, desire to stay at a platform for any reverence for that platform, certainly. Be it, Facebook or, Twitter, MySpace. I'm kind of off Tumblr because a lot of my friends stopped posting on Tumblr, and I kind of just didn't want to do it anymore. And then they got sold, and some of my gimmick accounts on Tumblr, my side Tumblrs got taken down, and I got mad about that. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was like, what if I got back into Tumblr? And I did that for a day. And then I was like, I don't want to be back here. A couple of people that I followed on Tumblr were still posting, which is cool, but not that many. So I gave that up. So once again, we are back in. We are dealing with what you would be dealing with on most real grades. I need to make that very clear. This real grade is huge comparatively compared to sorry, I'm just going to just there. Compared to most real grades, this is huge. It's a 144 scale. The head right now, which is, as I said, fairly small, is the majority of what you're going to be getting when you build a kit like this. The kind of pieces you're going to be assembling. This is more traditional when it comes to this. Which is maybe why I enjoyed it so much. Is that it is a bit, it's just bigger. And it's been a pleasure to put together. Alright. Alright, there's most of our head there. Got a few more pieces to put together. And then we will be body complete, and then we'll do the backpack and the weapons. Today has been very nice. In that I didn't do much of anything. I mean, that's not fair. I did do things. It's just that I didn't do a lot of things. I will say I did not work for either of my jobs. And that is the first day that I have not worked. The first day that I have not worked for a body or a company since last Wednesday. So that was nice. And the week before Wednesday. So that was nice. To just be like, today I shot videos for my background and characters show series. I shot all of December's videos, got to edit them, but I shot them all, so I don't have to worry about those, which is great. Let's see, what else did I do? I shot my Q&A for Patreon, because every month I do a Q&A video. I ask for questions, and I answer a couple of them for anyone who gives to my Patreon. So I did that, and that was nice to do, and uploaded that and sent that out. And then I just watched anime and relaxed and caught up on some email correspondence, especially with covering at the theater that I work at on Thursday and working an extra shift. Thursday was a long day and Friday was a long day, and then Monday streaming after working a whole weekend and being very tired from that, and then Tuesday streaming, and then, or not, Tuesday I didn't stream. Tuesday was the only day I only had my job on Tuesday. That was the only thing I had. And so that was nice. It's been a fucking week. Harold swapped out your computer desk, having to take my streaming rig apart and put it back together again. That's a lot. That can be a lot. Now, my stuff is very modular on purpose because my streaming setup is not like, oh, it's a webcam and a few other things. Like, it's 2 webcams, it's a table. So the monitors I use are on a stand, and then I have to move those like around, and it's a whole process. It's like actually a lot setting up and then the lights and all that. Like my stream setup takes, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, which is not too long, but like is enough. It would be nice at some point to have like a space to set everything up and to leave it and then just like keep it updated and then come in and keep everything the same, but unfortunately do not have that option. And my streaming computer is also my work computer. Occasionally I will set everything up like on Monday. Sometimes on Monday I wake up early enough and I don't want to go back to sleep, and I'll wake up before work and I will set everything up and then just be set up for streaming all day. And that works. And I can make that work. So sometimes I do that. But most of the time I just like finish my work day and then eat, get set up for the stream that night. Most likely watch some anime so I can talk about that anime because I can watch a lot of YouTube videos while I'm working, and I can listen to some podcasts while I'm working, but I can't really watch anime while I'm working unless it was dubs, which, I don't hate dubs, but I'm not really watching dubs these days. I'm trying to watch subs. It mostly is bad on Wednesdays because all the shows I want to watch are on Wednesdays. Oh, somebody asked, so I'll just say, because I didn't talk about it on Wednesday, and so they asked me if I was going to keep watching. I dropped another show, Radiant. I finally dropped Radiant because I had no desire to get caught up because I had missed an episode, and I had no desire to get caught up on it, and because I just don't think this season's that great, and there's too many good shows, so I'm not watching it. Especially since there's a show that I hear a friend of mine who I haven't talked to in a while reached out because we haven't talked in a while and said, "Hey, are you watching Irma-kun? You would like it. Welcome to Demon School. You would love it. It's a comedy about a young boy, a real nice young boy, who his parents sold him to a demon. And his demon, who wants to be called Grandpa, is one of the most powerful demons ever and sends him to school. But the demon school can't know that he's a human because then they'll want to eat him. So he's got to go to demon school. And it's comedy and fun. And he's a good little boy. And I hear very good things about it. And I'm probably going to check it out. I don't know if I will, but I'm probably going to try. In the magical free time I suddenly have at some point. We'll see. Did you finally watch this week's Road Quest? Yes, Harold. I actually watched Road Quest on Monday directly after the stream. I finished watching the episode because I had started it, but I had to get some anime in before I could then finish it before the stream started. Any thoughts on Alex building a gunpla in a moving car? I would say don't. I would say this. Here's my Pat Bear as a model kit builder, and a courteous driver. Unless you are filming a program for the internet or television or something, don't build gun here. Well, okay, no. Even if you are, I would say if you are a passenger in a car with someone and they are the only one that can drive and you're not going to be trading shifts, they are doing all the driving. If you are the passenger in a vehicle with someone who is doing all of the driving, you have to entertain them and be present for them and be there for them and be a good passenger. And being a good passenger does not mean playing on your phone or reading a book or building a gunpla or any other kind of kit. In my opinion, if you are the passenger and you are never going to do driving duties, you got to keep it going. You got to keep it momentum going. You got to keep the fun going. If you're trading off duties and you want to, keep it and keep a few moments of levity, or not levity, of rest, I should say. You want to relax a little bit because your shift is coming up. You want to get a little shut eye because you're going to be driving soon. Sure, but it seems to be for me that Road Quest, and for those who don't know, Loading Ready Run basically shot their own 3 cars, 2 dudes, cast members in each car, some adventures, planned activities, found activities, a couple cameras, show. Road Quest. It's neat and enjoyable. They get texts and they're like, oh, go here, go do that. And then sometimes they just do things on their own. And it's fun. We finished the head here. There's some movement involved in it. It's pretty cool, I think. Looks pretty neat. But yeah, my opinion is if you were the passenger, don't be uh, don't be doing stuff while the driver is driving. Save it. Because here's the thing. They're driving all day. They're staying in weird places. Maybe they're not going to have good internet there. Maybe they're not going to have good, maybe the TV it doesn't work or only gets a couple of local channels. Maybe the person or persons you're sharing a room with want to go to sleep and you don't want to sleep and you don't have a book. Oh, you got that Gunpla. You bought that Gunpla. Pop it out. Sit on the floor. Build a Gundam. I think that's way better. Harold, I did not think I would be giving a talk on my opinions on that particular portion of the episode. I appreciate you mentioning it because apparently I do indeed have an opinion on building a Gunpla in a moving car. Because you got to build it out of the box. I don't like building out of the box. I like building on a table or something. I don't know. Save it for, All right. That's there. 2. I thought good evening, Dirty. Welcome. I will say this. It was a very funny reveal to have Alex from Filoni Ready Run pull out a Gunpla box and be like, this is what I got. I thought it was pretty good. I go to Pat Bear for my Gunpla opinions. Well, I appreciate that. My opinions are my own. But try to help where I can. Hey, y'all. I mean, I do look. Generally, when I'm bragging, when I humble brag, folks, I hope you understand. It's usually when I'm letting you know that I know someone who's doing something cool, right? That's always the hope, anyway. Is that when I'm talking about oh, did you know this thing? If we're going to talk about Sonic, the Sonic movie, which we don't have to. I will say, look, I'm going to go see Sonic because my friend Ben is the voice of Sonic. I haven't seen Schwartz in a few years. I love that young man because he's a few years younger than me. My favorite fun fact about Ben Schwartz is that in his rotation of shirts that he wore constantly, one of the shirts that he wore more than any other shirt was a shirt of The Cheat from Homestar Runner. That is one of my favorite Ben Schwartz facts. But I hope you understand that when I talk about things, when I humble brag, it's because I'm so excited for people, right? I hope you understand that. I hope that comes across. So, let me humble brag about myself a little bit of a thing that I thought was very cool. So last night, I see a tweet that really butters my bread. And I then have to read the original one. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice. I have to find it. Okay. So I see a tweet about 24 hours ago that says, honestly, Pat Bear is going to be better source on what kits are good these days. It's been a few years since I built anything. That is from Mr. Austin Walker letting a fan of his know that I'm the guy that that this person should ask about Gunpla and modern kits. Because the person said, I might go to Midtown Comics Gundam Model Day thing, which I forgot was today. I wasn't going to leave the apartment today for any reason, but yeah, I asked Austin for recommendations, and then I gave my recommendations. And And so I will full on brag that Austin Walker was like, you know who will know the answer to that? Who will tell you about the cool kits that are out there? It's Pat Bear. And I was just like, I don't know. Made me feel real good. And of course, I talked about Sazabi being my favorite kit right now. And I mentioned if you're just going for aesthetics, if you're just looking for things that look cool, the model kits that I would recommend which are the model kits I recommend if you're like, Pat, I want to build a model kit. Obviously, 1/100 scale high grades. Very easy, look really good, pieces are big, go together well. The step up from that is the full-blooded mechanics, because they're not full-on master grades, but they're still incredibly looking, and the designs in Iron-Blooded Orphans are very striking and cool. You get big weapons, you get big bulk, you got weird all of them have this lean to them. There's a kind of like a demon thing. They're all named after demons. A lot of them are named after demons from the Book of the Dead. It's wild. Harold, I'll see you in a bit. Thank you for letting me know. And Asmo says that's 100% bragworthy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe feel good. That Austin was like. And also, it is a responsibility that I do. That is an odd thing that I just said, right? I know that's an odd thing. But it's true. There is a responsibility, hi Lord Crashington, that I do take seriously when it's time to talk about things that I am passionate about and I like a lot, that I do take those things seriously. And I do want, and I do take the recommendations that when people come into this chat for the first time, right? They maybe watched the stream a couple times, or they didn't know that I streamed, or they knew about it, but they're just, whatever. They've got other things they watch. And they come in, and they ask, what's a good grade to start building? I like this show. What should I build? Hey, I really like Dragon Ball, and those Figure Rise kits look kind of cool. Which one should I get of those? I do take that very seriously. Because also, at the very least, it's because I am giving you a night event, an afternoon challenge. But also, if I am recommending to you that the Baratos Lupus Rex and the Vidar are fantastic Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, and you go and buy one for $30 or $40 and you don't like the kit, that sucks, and I don't want you to be unhappy. That's what I was saying. If you're gonna do a Gundam Wing kit, don't build the Wing Zero real grade, because that's not a great real grade. The arms fall off. It's not a great design. You're better off, I would say, building a Death Scythe. I think the Master Grade Death Scythes are fantastic. I think the high grade of the heavy arms from Endless Waltz is a great high grade. I've got opinions. You all know I'm never shy about having opinions. I'm hosting a stream. I'm talking for 2 hours. I got to have something to say. I could just have music play while I build, but that would be weird for me. So I don't know. But I do genuinely, if people are like, what did you think of blank? I think everyone knows I do not think that the current model kits for Transformers are good. I think they are actually bad. And building that one was one of my least favorite build experiences I've ever had. I don't think the Star Wars model kits are that fun. Now, I've had people tell me that they have a good time with some of the ships, and perhaps it's just the ships that I built I didn't enjoy. That there are ones that are better than that one, and I built ones that I didn't, are not there at their best, and that could be totally true. I'm just saying that was my experience. My experience with building those kits was negative. If you had a positive experience with them, great. Uh, it's also one of the reasons why I have been attempting to watch or to try more things in my model kit building, so that when people ask me about things, I don't just say, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't do that." Right? So that's why in 2020 I'm gonna try a little bit of markers. I still don't think I'm gonna do paint. I don't think I'll ever do paint, but I said that about dry transfers and water transfers. There will be a stream we do at some point soon where we will start the stream by doing the at the very least, we're going to do the transfer here of the insignia onto the shield for this. The insignia here, I should put it there so you can see it. As well as a previous kit that I did not too long ago. I've been looking at doing some of those as well. Just because why not? We haven't done that on a stream in a while, so why not? All right. We're building these funnels. They're going to go on the backpack here. Once I get one done, because we got to do 6 of these, we'll do one, and I'll kind of have a good idea of how it works, and then it'll be way easier to do the rest of them. But yeah, that's the gist of it, right? It's just that I do take what I do seriously, which is and also I am self-aware to understand that I am saying that I take my role as a person that builds model kits on Twitch seriously can sound silly, but it's true. In the same way that I'm not comfortable right now playing Hearthstone on stream. Did I play Hearthstone today? Yes. Knocked out all my quests so that I got some free packs for the next expansion that comes out next month. But I'm not currently comfortable with the idea of streaming it out to people. And that's just where I'm at with that game. And if people are like, I don't play it at all, I'm done, I get that. If people are like, this is not a thing that affected me, and as I'm doing my thing and whatever, sure. Folks that continue to stream that game because it is a thing a source of income or a thing they enjoy, oh yeah, I'm not here to judge on that. But to me, it's like, I don't feel right. In the same way, I'm never going to play House Flipper again because some really awful shit came out about the developer and their opinions on some racist memes, and people gave them the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, did you know that you put in a racist meme into your game? And they were like, it's not racist. And people were like, oh, but it is though. And they were like, nah. It's like, oh, okay, well then we're done. It's like, yeah. Floor Crescent says, me not being good at Hearthstone makes it easier to refuse to play. Yeah, look, hey, it's way easy. Look, oh man, it's so easy to boycott things you already don't like. Holy shit. If you're like, hey, it's really easy for me to say that I don't listen to Morrissey anymore because of his complete and utter nonsense. It's way easy for me to say that because I've never really liked Morrissey. So it's so easy to just be like, nah, I'm good, Morrissey. Yeah, that's way easier than other people I know who are like, I don't know, have a tattoo of got Morrissey to sign their arm and then got it as a tattoo. For them to like realize the garbage that he says, like, and deal with that. Dirty says, I'm in my 9th year boycotting Gold's Gym. There you go. I I get it and I understand it. We talk about that stuff, right? Like there's a video game out there that I know that friends of mine really enjoy, but because that company got the background information uh, of for the game from Mr. Orson Scott Card, a man who used his money and influence to try to make it so that literal friends of mine couldn't get married in California. I don't want to play that game that gave him a bunch of money. I don't want to play that game at all. It's like, no, I'm good. I don't need that game. Got a lot of games to play. I don't need that one. Refusing to buy THQ Nordic games is a lot harder since they own a number of IPs I enjoy over the years. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does make it harder, right? You know, I've talked about my personal opinions on Scientology and their stated beliefs about psychology and the use of drugs for treatment for mental health, and how I have to reconcile that with the fact that I love he's not showing up as a vocal member, but he is a member and is not he's not one of those like, oh, I was raised it. He's like, no, this is my thing. That I have to be like, well, I still think Beck rules. I guess I wish Beck wasn't a Scientologist, but I still like Beck a lot. It's hard. None of it's easy. You know? Once you know, it's hard to not know. But also, we all make concessions and we all make our decisions. Unless you start singing about Thetans, who cares? Well, so Taco, I mean that's the thing, right? Like maybe for you, it doesn't matter, right? In the same way that, oh, there's this cool video game. Well, its storyline was taken from a series of books that Orson Scott Card wrote. Well, it's not like he wrote the game. He didn't work on the game. It's just they licensed some stuff that he wrote. He's going to make money off of the what I'm going to put out there, but it's not the same. It's yeah. I mean, I get that. Those are things. Those are concessions that people have to make, which I get. But yeah, it is. It's all stuff that people just have to kind of put into practice. What? Well, Taco, and I understand. I don't know. I still don't know in my life if it is always possible to separate the art from the artist, because art is commerce. And to me, it's that thing where it's like I didn't see Ender's Game in theaters. The book, I bought the book as a teen. I enjoyed the book. I identified with Ender. But legitimately, Orson Scott Card used his money and his prestige, and people knew him and what he stood for, to legitimately try to make it harder / impossible for people that I know, legitimate, real people that I know, not conceptually, actual people I know, from being able to get married. And the quote was that when the Supreme Court ruling came out, his quote was, "It's not worth fighting anymore." Not that I've changed my mind, just that, well, it's not a legal fight we should worry about. There are other things we can do. So for me, nah, I don't want to separate the art from the artist there. And I understand if people do. They're like, I love that book. The actors in that movie are not, they don't represent the same beliefs that he has. It's not the message of the movie or the book. And I get that. And I understand that. I don't know. This is this funnel system right now is giving me a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to try to do it. But I might end up doing these funnels off stream because basically, so what's happening is I've got some pieces here, and they're going to lock into place tightly, and then I'm going to slip a thing on, and they're going to lock into place there. And I get that. People really fell for the Ripe Bananas rating with a party 15. What's up, Ripe Bananas? Hello, welcome. Hi, hi, hi. I was just about to think about moving on because this was not that fun to watch me struggle with. We'll make a decision there. See what we feel about that. But hello, welcome. But yeah, talk about the heady subject of art versus the artist, and if you can separate those, which, like I said, to me it is in many ways up to the individual more than anything else, and I try to have a lot of respect for that. So we're working on funnels. They're supposed to end up looking like this. 3 a.m. is definitely ahead. Yes. You're totally right, Riot. That is indeed a heady conversation, and not an easy one. And but yeah, it is always a tough one for people, for any sort of art, right? It's like, do y'all like Star Wars? I mean, I do like Star Wars. Yes, I am a fan of Star Wars. I'm excited to. Yeah, I've heard very good things about Mandalorian. I have not got it. I do not have Disney Plus right now. It is something that I will probably get at some point. It's a very funny thing. Some people got that. Some people got that for free. For like, because they pay for something or other, and they got that, and that's cool, and I'm excited for them. I didn't get this for free, but because my phone broke this year and I had to buy a new phone, I did get Apple Plus for free, and I can tell you the new Ghost Rider is good. Anything else on that service? I can't tell you because I haven't seen it. I have it for free, and I just do not want to watch anything on it. I will most likely check out the M. Night Show because it seems kind of weird. That's coming out in when's it coming? Oh yeah, that's coming out on Thanksgiving. So I'll probably check that out. But like, right? Because that's Apple TV. Yeah, that's Apple TV. So I got Apple, but like that's it. I haven't really watched anything else. It's there's some sort of news show that people are liking, but I haven't checked it out, so I can't comment on it. Like I said, I watched the Ghost Rider show because I have fond memories of that show as a youth, and I can tell you that is a good little remake, and I'm happy about it because that is. I mean, I was probably a teen when it came out, so I wasn't necessarily a youth. I was a teen that. Here's a fun fact, Pat Bear fact. The reason why I watched Ghost Rider, even though I maybe was a little old for it. So, back in the day, when I was a young person, we only had cable internet, or cable television downstairs. And my bedroom did not have cable TV. And my computer was also downstairs. I had a television in my room for video game systems, and that was it. And I got local channels. So I watched a lot of local television. And one of those channels that I watched quite a bit of was PBS because PBS came in well. And then one day I saw that one of the actors, one of the kids, Ben, I believe, from Growing Pains, was just on some show on PBS, and I was like, "What's this?" And they were like, "There's a ghost, and he helped teens with writing." And I was like, "Okay, I will watch this show," because that sounded like something that I would like, and turns out I did. Ghost Rider's pretty good. The thing is, what's up with that ghost, though? No, not Ghost Rider. Taco, Ghost Rider is a different thing. Ghost Rider is part of the holy trinity of mid 90s anti-hero coolness. Like yes. So I'm talking about Ghost Writer, the remake of Ghost Writer, who writes, or to be more often than not, shows up inside a computer and just types text into a computer. Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Venom are the Marvel Comics cool anti-hero toughs 90s. So basically I'm going to stop making this part of the kit, these funnels, because these funnels are annoying to make and talk. But here's one that's done, and it looks pretty cool. And I got to make 5 more of these. And I did drop 2 pieces for them. And they're right over there, and I'm going to go get them. Dirty, you were just really off, because you were also thinking about Ghost Rider. Or you weren't thinking about Ghost Rider, you were thinking about Knight Rider. Knight Rider is a very different thing, y'all. So Asmo, look, here's the thing. Have they tried to bring Knight Rider back? Yes. Have they succeeded? Never. Knight Rider was great. Knight Rider 3000 in 2000 teens, not great. 2008 maybe, not great. Team Knight Rider, for what it wasn't that bad. The idea where they were like, hey, let's, instead of just having one guy in one car, have a bunch of people and a bunch of cars. And one of them will be a truck. And there'll be a motorcycle. And people were like, okay. And and instead of a big tractor trailer that he drives in, it'll be a jet, a big plane. And people were like, all right, I guess. And the CG will look pretty bad. And they're like, why? They're like, because we have to. They're like, well, shouldn't you try to get more money so it doesn't look bad? And they're like, no, it'll just look bad. And some of the actors won't be good. They're like, no, they should be good though. They should at least look like they're driving. No. Okay. Knight Rider revived with Hasselhoff as the voice of Kit. I don't hate that. Look, Taco, I will not have you slander Airwolf. Airwolf is the best idea in the world, which is, I got a cool flying contraption, and I'm going to do stuff with it. The show. It's imagine that Magnum P.I. was only about the guy with the helicopter. That's Airwolf. It rules. I love that. Oh, they're just I don't know, we got this thing. We're good. I love it so much. Also, imagine that show. William Daniels, indeed. Imagine a whole show about a helicopter pilot and his helicopter in Hawaii. It's pretty good. I have a couple friends who grew up in Hawaii, and they have very fond memories of Magnum P.I. because they can just watch episodes of it and see people that they know. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, I grew up with that guy, whatever. Because it's like, and eventually you shoot in Hawaii, you run out of extras, and so you could just be in the show if you want to be in the show. I just think that's very fucking cool. Same thing with like Northern Exposure, which they didn't necessarily shoot all of in Alaska, but they shot some of it in. Uh, there are a lot of people whose acting credits are just Northern Exposure. Uh, Wait, what? I thought William Dan. Lord Crashington. I thought Lord Crashington was right. I apologize on behalf of Lord Crashington. I thought that William Daniels had passed away. Uh, Look, hey. I just want to say right now that William Daniels is 92 years old. So if he had passed away, okay. All right, yes, I would be bummed. But he's 92. If the man wants to move on, that's a weird thing to say. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna finish that. Uh, yeah, no, he hasn't. I had the biggest crush on Maggie from Northern Exposure. Taco, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Where can I watch Northern Exposure nowadays? Well, Dirty. I just assumed that it's on at some point on A&E. It's definitely not anymore, but I just assumed that my brain just assumes that you could just watch it on A&E. I wonder. Well, yeah, Lord Cratchit. That's because it's the number one Google because people are asking that, like you. They're like, wait, is he? If you just look up his name, yeah, he is old. Uh, yeah, I don't know how to look. The nice thing is, anytime I want to find out how I can watch something on the internet, I just go to Decider.com. Decider.com is a great source for finding out what's up with a thing and can I find a thing and what's this new thing. And then sometimes it's like, hey, what's that? I just saw 5 tweets about a show. What the fuck is this show? You just go to Decider and they'll let you know. Um, do I have friends that work there? Yes. Am I listed as a anime source in a thing? Oh yes, I am. Uh, there is an episode of Terrace House, this most recent season, where one character asks another character to go to the movies with him, and he wants to go see the Detective Conan movie. And they're like, "Arr." So my friend was like, hey, I have to write an article about the scene and why it's weird. What can you tell me about Detective Conan? And I was like, I have so much to tell you about Detective Conan. It's such a long-running show. We call it Case Closed over here. It never took off. You can watch some of it on Crunchyroll. It's mostly that thing where it's like he asked this young lady to go see an anime movie with him that is not something that she has necessarily a touchstone for. And it made me so happy. Like, so literally, like, he was like texting me and I'm answering or whatever. And then I just look and I'm like, oh, yep, I am in Decider right now, answering with these hard hitting questions. But I appreciate that I am a valuable resource sometimes for people in my knowledge groups. But I have been Detective Conan is awesome. Well, Lord Crash is in like, I mean, look, new episodes are still coming out. There's thousands of them. There's lots of it. I think the first attempt to get it over here didn't work. Because I think the concept of teen detective is always going to do well and will always do well. But the problem is, or young detective, child detective. The problem is it's not a show about a child detective. It's a show about a young man who inhales some gas and de-ages to the age where he looks like a child, but he's not a child. And then he has to keep solving crimes, but then also hang out with kids who don't know that he's that age, but he also hangs out with his former love interest who doesn't know that what happened to him. And there's just like a lot of there's just a lot to that show. Dirty. I always hear Terrace House as Tara's house. So I was Googling Tara's house. How can I watch stuff about Tara's house? Why do people I know so obsessed with Tara's house? And it turns out it's not Tara's house. And I was like, oh, Terrace House. It's good. I mean, it's a reality show. Some seasons are better than others. It's pretty fun because sometimes nothing happens and sometimes big events happen. I do like a reality show about a bunch of people living together where you could just leave. You could just be like, yeah, sorry, school starts, so I'm going to go. Not because there's like a fallout or a team meeting. You're just like, yeah, okay, bye. I'm going to go get married. Cool. Also, for whole seasons of the show, you know, the people kind of live together, roommates or whatever, they're all living in the same house. There has been a place where if you ended up hooking up with someone that lived on the show, you could just, like, go to the bedroom to have privacy. You could just go do that. And, like, be with the person that you're going to be with and do your thing. And it took seasons for that to show up. Because the cast members knew, but they didn't talk about it on the show until it happened. They're just like, oh, yeah, that room. Yeah. And it was like, what? If this show had started in the U.S., that would have been like, as people came in, they would have opened the door to the fuck room and been like, oh, all right. Or they wouldn't even have that room. They would just be like, I don't know, whatever, do whatever you got to do. It's such an odd show. I do really enjoy it. But it's a weird piece of media. All right, so I got to he's going here. Click on a close tab button. Yeah, Dirty, I hear you. No worries. It's weird when we watch episodes of the show they're on. Yes, that is odd. Because it's on for so long, they do have awareness. Also, it is still not super popular in the U.S. for the watch-along portion, which is, we are very behind in that part of entertainment. So I know that some people watch that show, and for them it's very jarring to cut to a bunch of minor to major celebrities in Japan commenting on the show. And so that's always been an interesting part of it. Just be like, oh yeah, and that's where like these people watch it. I know WWE started doing that a little bit, where they have the people that are not on camera or not in an event sometimes are there watching an event to comment on it. And there are a few other things that have started to do that as well. And of course, there's the whole like watch what happens live, like after show idea. But the cutting to the like people who are watching it ostensibly while you're watching it and commenting on it is always an odd thing. And that's always a fun thing when I'm like, hey, watch this video. And I'm thinking, hey, watch this video. It's a fun thing. And then my friend goes, wait, who are these people? And I'm like, I don't know. They're just people. And you're like, wait, what? I'm like, okay. The clip I'm about to show you is a clip of a television show where a studio audience is there and there are people on stage and they watch clips of things and talk about the clips. And you're like, oh, what? And I'm like, just watch it, please. Just watch the thing. I understand. It is a weird thing. And you know, it's gotten easier now because there are touchstones in the U.S. Like you're like, instead of just being like, it's like best week ever, which hasn't been a thing for years, and maybe isn't a touchstone that people have anymore, but that worked for a long time. It's like, it's a talking head show. It's basically the equivalent of saying like, hey, it's Tosh.0, and you're like, oh, cool. So it's not the original clip; it's just the clip of people reacting to the clip. You're like, yes, there we go. Or for a bunch of people that watch stuff that I do on the for it, if instead of me sending an original to someone, I was just like, hey, watch this, and played a segment of my show. That is what not a lot of, some Japanese television is, which I think is kind of cool. I've always thought that was pretty cool. All right, I opened this thing up and now I can't close it right, so I'm going to try to close it properly so that I can show you a thing. We'll take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. ESPN is obviously advanced on this. Oh, yeah, for big games, they have the secondary channels. Yeah. Well, Asmo, they also did this thing. They did this really weird thing years ago where they had, like, fans of, like, teams. They would have, like, super fans that would, like, make content and, like, watch the shows, and you could watch them watch the games. So instead of just watching the games, you could also just be watching people watch the games. A friend of mine did it, and it was like, he was like, yeah, I mean, it's better than working at a coffee house, and I actually care about this team, and I got to make silly videos for ESPN, and it was like kind of cool, but I don't think anything good ever came of it. All right, I'm not going to worry about this. We're going to move on. I don't know if anybody ever like made a living doing it, but it was kind of a neat idea. All right. Okay. I'm having a weird night of just like things falling. I don't think the last two streams where I had a weird voice and like was very tired, no problems. Tonight, dropping stuff. The show, the stream. All right. I'm going to reassemble this right now. I'm going to put this on. This is going to slip in here. It's going to do what it needs to do. Then we're going to take a pause for the cause. Pause for the cause. Quick little break where I talk about ways you can support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. Then we'll get back into building. I'm going to talk about the anime that I watched this since the last stream on Wednesday in the second half, which we always do in the second half. First and foremost, if you're a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave emote, throw the Death Scythe, throw the Lego, let the people know. You can use your Twitch Prime coin. You can use Cash Money. Becoming a subscriber is a great way to support the stream and let me know that, hey, yeah, I'll kick you $5, or I get, because I have Twitch Prime, because I have Amazon Prime linked to my Twitch, yeah, no problem. I really appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. If you want to give me a follow, turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. My next stream will be on Monday. I stream generally 3 times a week, 6 hours a week of building. And also, usually, I try to do 1 extra stream a week. Next week, I'm streaming Monday, building. Tuesday, Jackbox 6. Wednesday, building. Saturday, building. I'm taking next Thursday off and instead streaming on Wednesday. Because it's American Thanksgiving, and I want to not stream next Thursday. I've got a Patreon. You can join my Patreon if that's something you'd like to do. You are under no obligation to do that, but you're more than welcome to jump in on my Patreon if you'd rather do that. I just sent a Q&A video out to my Patreon today, so you could do that if that's something you'd like to do. You, of course, are, as I said, under no obligation to do that. I buy a lot of model kits to build on stream. I have an Amazon wish list for people to buy things from that list, and then it gets sent to me. And I will quickly mention a few of those things there. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, it is in the show description. The links to all the things are there that are in chat right now. I've got a wide variety of things, Lego sets and model kits and I'm sure in 2020, in January, I'll be adding brand new stuff. Some papercraft. We haven't done papercraft much in a while. We only done a couple pieces of that. You could pick something of that up if you want. I should put in more, and I haven't done it, and been meaning to, putting in some glue kits because I did have fun with the AE86 doing that, and I would like to do more glue kits because that was just a unique challenge, and I'd be up for that again. It's been enough time that I would be up for doing that. Let's see. Talked about that. If you don't want to buy something from there, you could buy a gift card and send me a code through Twitch or through Twitter to USA Gundam Store. That's an alternative to Amazon. I don't have a list there. You just buy a gift card if you want to. Bits and coins always appreciated. If that's something you'd like to do, and any money I make on streaming through Twitch, through Twitter, through Patreon, through donations, which I put in here, goes to me buying kits and equipment so that I can keep doing the stream. Because it costs money to play this, to do this stuff. So, of course, under no obligation. But if it's something you like to do, it would be nice. You don't have to though. And then I have a Discord, which is this is the Nightbot command for Discord. Join my Discord. I post photos of stuff I work on. People in the Discord post things they're building. If you paint models, if you paint minifigs, if you assemble furniture or art or do woodworking, post in there. It's a cool, chill little community. And a very laid back one. And then, you know what? Hey, we're going to talk about anime. I'll talk about anime right now in that episode 4 of Pat Bear's Anime Club came out this past Monday. It's a new series I do on YouTube where I talk about anime. Weird, right? Topics, long-form discussions. Week to week, stream to stream here, I talk about actual individual series and the episodes that I liked, but broader conversations happen there. I talk in episode 4 about the concept of anime clubs, the very notion of an anime club, what that was, what that meant for me growing up, what that means now. It's a fun little episode. I'm going to drink some water. If you have water or a beverage in front of you, maybe it's been a little while. Maybe it's time to do that. Maybe it's time to stretch your legs. Maybe it's time to roll a little bit. Just kind of like, relax a little bit, chill out, drink a little water. You deserve it. That is the water command telling me to drink water, but you could take its advice as well. So, we're going to talk about anime right now, and I am going to, for the next, 40, length of the show, talk about some anime stuff that I like. I put that in here so that people can see what I said. And then we'll keep building. We've got some weapons left to build. I'm going to build, as I said, I'm going to build these funnels off stream because they are tricky. And I'm not going to be able to nail it on camera because they are tiny little things. And I need to focus on those. But I can't talk about anime and build. It would be a weird time in my life if I was like, oh man, I cannot talk about anime and continue to build this. It'd be weird. So, okay. High School Prodigies. Weird episode. High School Prodigies is an odd isekai in one that is a group. It's a group of people that came over and they stuck together. That is odd. You generally in isekai don't have groups. It's usually 1, maybe 2 people. So it's odd to have 7. And 2, generally they come from another world, come here, and unlock some sort of hidden ability or talent, like they're adept in magic, or uh, or like, oh, well, it turns out they're a skilled swords person in this world. In this world, they have unlocked abilities that they didn't know they had in other worlds, and now they can do cool stuff in this world. That is not the case with high school prodigies. Have it easy even in this life, in whatever it is. Have it easy even in another world. These are incredibly talented individuals that were already talented before they showed up, who are just as talented in this world. And they were already basically superhuman. And so we have the samurai character, who's already seemingly incredibly overpowered, just be even more overpowered. And it was like kind of surprising. We have more stuff about the elf girl and how she is going to. What was her deal? Oh, yeah, the elf girl. Somebody like is possessing her and leading her. It's a whole thing. There is an isekai, a manga I like that is the show called. There's like the show called Karate Baka Isekai. Okay, yeah, Dirty. I'm not familiar with that one. Um, so it is. It's basically just like, look, this is a weird season for isekai. None of them are traditional. The most traditional one is a parody, or a self-aware comedy version, which is Cautious Hero. This one is fairly straightforward, but like I said, they're already pretty overpowered, and it's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm still watching it. It's fucking fine. It'll be okay. I don't know. There was no mention of some of the romance shenanigans from the previous episode, which is annoying because that intermingling or interpersonal conflicts among the characters is at least something. Also, if the boy magician who is good at illusion magic, not actual magic, because he's a magician in the real world, if he doesn't actually have actual magical abilities, I'm going to be bummed because you think he would. I mean, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. It's fine. The latest episode of Food Wars fucking rules, man. You get to see Arena. Finally, Arena being awesome. Just being great and a total badass. It ruled. And Yukihira being rad and cool ruled. Like, there was a lot of cool Arena being inspired by Megumi and like giving her like, oh, happy crying Megumi, best girl, feeling blessed, so lovely, so nice. It was a really good moment in the show. A lot of good moments in this episode. Dirty says, karate guy who gets killed by Truck-kun. Yep, saving a girl. Was about to be summoned, and he ditched the god who transes him, saying he doesn't need any powers since he has strived for protection, combat, karate, and then shenanigans. Okay, so he's going to be reborn, and he's like, look, I don't need extra stuff. I don't need any of that. I got this. I got me. I'm all I need. All right, I like that. I mean, they can't just keep doing what they were doing, which is just do whatever. They gotta mess with the formula. You can't just do a straight isekai. And I'm saying that as someone that really enjoys isekais, as kind of like a, but and my favorite isekai is a weird one in that it is that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is an odd one, but it's still my favorite. And my favorite isekai this season is, didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life, which is an isekai, but is also just like a fun friendship adventure show. This is a lovely show. If you're not watching it, you're missing out, and I'm not doing a good job. It means I've been doing a bad job letting you know you should be watching it. because it's just so fun. All right, so G17, this one here, great. Um, so yeah, Food Wars, fucking rad as hell. Totally recommend. This season has been so good, and just like great character work. It's been really strong. Yeah, I assume that like there's gonna be some shenanigans. I mean, look, there's a cliffhanger shenanigan element of this episode, which is the guy who's running the school, who they're fighting against, is like, "Hey, there's gonna be a change. I'm the judge now," which is like, I don't, I don't think so. I don't think you just get to like if you were trying, like I don't think you get to do that. Seems like a nice way to like. Mm, like I know the character's supposed to be like the bad guy, but like that seems like if you're trying to do a this is a fair competition. I don't know if you can say this is a fair competition. Also, I'm now the judge. I don't know about that. So that was Food Wars. Food Wars is good. Let's see. Fire Force. Hell yeah, Fire Force. This was a training episode. It was a transitional episode in between some. We just had like. Basically, this is like almost like season 2 of the show. They introduced some new characters. There's some new people on the team. We're still getting used to them. They're training. They're going to get stronger. We know for a fact. We knew as the audience that our main character Shinra, that his younger brother is alive and is on the evil team. We knew that. Now Shinra knows that, and so it's a whole fucking thing where he's going to have to like deal with that fact and save his brother, who most likely does not want to be saved. It's a whole thing. It's gonna be a whole thing. Okay, so this is not explaining what this is. Great. Okay, great. Goes that. Okay, got it. This episode was really good. I love everyone telling Lich they will destroy him if he harms the precious 8th division. Yeah. Yes, the ongoing thing of, hey, scientist, you seem fucking evil as shit. You definitely don't seem like a good dude. If you try to fuck with them, you're done. I appreciate that. Yeah, also his name. I mean, everything about that character just seems evil. Um, but yeah, we got some training, which was cool. Getting some superpowers. Got to see those twins, Lashbrook. I think those are fun characters. Character design is fun. Uh, yeah, that character is just a big goof, and I really like him. He's a good big goof. Um, dude looks yes, he's got some legitimate like uh persona vibes. He's got some like I am a minor character that is going to be important later vibes to him. Totally right, Lashbrook. But yeah, I mean it was like, it wasn't a climactic like fight episode. It was a chiller episode because they have to introduce new characters and figure stuff out and got some power upgrades and some weapons stuff happening and I mean here's the thing. The fights are coming. So they might as well get a little powered up. But yeah, overall, it's a good show. Fire Force, it's fun. I'm still thinking about last week about the character Shinra, our main guy, finding out his brother is alive, like running into his brother, and he's just like, oh, look at this guy, you're so handsome. What are you, Angel? Look at you. He's just so proud and so happy to see him. It's not going to go great. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the show. But I like it. I dig Fire Force quite a bit. Also, enjoyed this episode of We Never Learn, Season 2. Another episode where it was a two-part, like, things are happening. Um, Totally enjoyable episode of the show. Uh, Good character work. Fun, silly show. Erica is the swimmer, and it was focusing on her. Although there was something there they could have done, which I thought would have been really fun, which was the idea of leaning into the fact that our main character, the tutor, uh, needed tutoring, and they used it to play in with the whole like, oh, be into each other kind of a storyline of like, oh, let's put these two characters together and see what happens stuff. And it was fine, but I did like the idea of this guy whose whole thing is teaching and helping people needing help was kind of because he needs to learn to swim to get a passing grade in phys ed so that he doesn't get messed up with his various things. So that was good. Overall, the episode was strong and funny. The teacher was there, but she wasn't like annoying. There is a moment. There's a whole like gag in it that I thought was pretty good. What do we need? A 13 and 14. Here they are. Found them. There's a whole gag in We Never Learn where you've got our main character. Erica is a swimmer. She's into our dude. Uh, and then she's embarrassed that he shows up when she's like talking about him. So she hides and has her friend, who the only character that is not interested in him, but might be, but has said that she's not. Pretend that she's not there. Uh, to which that character says the line, the self-aware line that I'm going to look up because I screen capped it. The line is, "Sheesh, this situation is ridiculous." This season of the show, they are making it very clear that they are often in nonsense situations they shouldn't be in, which for a show about that kind of a thing, like it's a comedy show, you're expecting it. It's still kind of odd to be like, oh boy, this is weird. Like, I kind of like that, but it's also odd. It's a funny show. It's a cute show. Like I said, there's not a lot of slice of life this season. Uh, so I have been I'm gravitating towards things that, um, are close to that genre. Why can't I figure out how this goes? This is Undergate. Look at this. And that goes in. I'm going to have to look at photos of how this goes together because part of this backpack I do not understand how to assemble properly. I had zero trouble with this kit until today, which is odd. And it's not like I'm having like big problems. I'm just not quite understanding this part of the backpack, and it's literally just this part of the backpack. So we'll take a few moments and we'll see if we can get this going. And then Dr. Stone. I caught up on my episodes of Dr. Stone. Like, I don't have a lot to say about these episodes of Dr. Stone. The science has been kind of interesting. I love the idea of using candy as as like a way to woo people, and also as a way to further your other scientific attempts. And be like, well, while I'm doing this, I'll also do that. But cotton candy machine is just so fucking funny. I don't know. Good action. I'm getting a little bored of Dr. Stone. I'm gonna tell you, y'all. I like it, but I'm might be not in love with that show like I was. I might be a little done with that show. Okay, so I got this piece to go in. I don't know. I still like Dr. Stone, but it's not my like first thing I watch on Fridays when I get back from work, because I'm going from work to work on Friday. Which is interesting because Friday when I get back from work last night, the first thing I watched was what was it? Oh, the very first thing I watched was Food Wars, and that's all. Look, part of that is because it seems like the Crunchyroll Collections YouTube account posts photos of Food Wars faster than they do other shows on Friday, so maybe I don't want to get spoiled by being on YouTube. That's probably why I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this now. But also, I'm really interested in seeing what happens next. Like, I'm genuinely interested in what's going on in that show, so. And I'm a little on Dr. Stone. I watched it today. But that's your anime recap. As always, my recommendation is not any of the shows I talked about tonight. So I didn't want One Piece. Literally comes out as the stream starts. And My Hero Academia, I'm behind on. I will be watching both those shows and talking about that on Monday, along with, because on Monday I only have one show that comes out on Mondays. So on Monday I will talk about those. I will talk about My Hero. I will talk about One Piece, and I will talk about. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Which is my second favorite show of the season. It's so good. It's so good. Didn't I say to make abilities average in the next life? And After School Dice Club. Best shows this season, in my opinion, that I'm excited about and watching. And obviously I'm watching several other shows and like those as well. And I'll find out later if I really messed up by stopping right now to watch Radiant. But I think I'll just get caught up on Radiant in the break when there's nothing on. That's my expectation, is that I will get caught up on that show at some point. But right now, no thanks. All right, we finished this backpack. Like I said, I got to do the funnels off stream, and I will do those in the future, because right now I'm not into it. We've got some time left in the stream as we build our remaining weapons. If you've got something you'd like to chat about in the next 15 minutes or so, let me know in the chat. Type in something that you want to hear about, you want to talk about, you want me to chat about, topics, thoughts, opinions, factaroonies, fun facts, what you're going to be doing tomorrow, if you're the rest of your weekend, or is your weekend over and you got to go to work tomorrow. Let me know what's up with y'all as I try to get this to stand up with its cool backpack. There we go. Let me know what's up as I continue to work on this kit, because we still got to work on weapons. Great. Got a beam rifle to build, so let's build that beam rifle. Real big gun here. Not a lot of like intricate pieces in this one. Just like, oh, here we go. I'm off all week for Thanksgiving. Harold, I was wondering why you didn't go to sleep at like 9:50. Be like, good night, everybody. I mean, I know on Saturday you often stay up, but like, it's not necessarily on a Saturday that you're going to peace out. But that's awesome. Enjoy your week off, Harold. Enjoy your week for American Thanksgiving. Get stuff done you've been meaning to get done. Sleep if you can. Relax if you can. Or be very busy and be like, why was I so busy? What was I thinking? Last week says I've been playing a bunch of Death Stranding. I hate everything to do with the story, but I still enjoy the core gameplay. I hear ya. In my little world, I don't know it. I don't wanna. I just don't wanna. But I'm glad people are enjoying it. I want them to like things. That sounds great. I have to show up on Monday to close out the end of the month paperwork. Then I'm off for the week. That's awesome. I am working this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I am not working on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'm not teching, which is great. And I'm not working in the morning, which is good because it means that I can hang out as long as I want at Thanksgiving, which is cool. But I am working 2:30 p.m. till 11 p.m. with a half an hour break. So I'm working Friday night, just helping people who had issues, Black Friday stuff. But the nice thing is that as of right now, I don't have to work the chat, which is great because I was afraid that I was going to have to work chat and help people as they were screwing up their order because they don't order things online and they don't understand what URL means. Oh boy. And then when they get a live person in chat and they're like, "Great, I have this question." And you're like, "Cool. Here's what you do." And they're like, "That doesn't help me." And you're like, "Okay." And they're like, "Thumbs down, bad rating." And you're like, "What? But I have another thing I could." No. All right, bye. Leave chat. Have a bad weekend. I'm going to try not to be like real down about my day job, but I did get told yesterday to have a bad weekend. And that felt unnecessary. Looking forward to the Black Friday sales. Going to try to pick up a PS4 so I can check out all those exclusives. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I still have to do my Christmas shopping for my folks, and I'm probably going to try to do that this week. And my goal is to not do it to not just buy them t-shirts, since I'm, like, working for a t-shirt company. But most likely what I'll do is I will buy them something from Amazon, and have it shipped to their place, and just be like, "Hey, there's going to be like 2 boxes or a box that are addressed to me. Just leave them there." Because that way I don't have to bring them to me. I'll just get them shipped. So that's the goal. I got to look and see what's going on. My dad, waiting for Black Friday sales will probably be good for my dad. My mom, like, what I'm thinking about getting her doesn't really matter for that. The thing that's annoying is I had a gift all set up for my mom, which was I was going to get her a new I was going to set up a new network, a new wireless network for the house, because the one I got was when they moved in. It was a few years ago, and it was a good one because I wanted something that they wouldn't have to reset constantly, that they could just have, and it would work. And I got a good one, but it was time for an upgrade. They were overdue. They have more devices than they've had in the past, so it was time to get them a new one. And then my mom, basically like wanted a new network, a new wireless network, and she has computer people. She has a store. There's still a computer parts store in her town. So she went to go to them, and they came in with it and installed it and set it up. Which also means when I get there, none of my devices will join the network because I think they have a new network and information. Because I told her, like, well, you have to change all that now because you probably told them what your passwords are and stuff. So change all that. So she just went and bought one because she was like, I really want something new. We got a second Kindle, and we want to have something. We want to have better service. So I was like, fine. So now I have to think of something else to get her, which is annoying. I used to do tech support for Comcast, and I remember getting cursed at in Slavic language and being spat at over the phone. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that I'm not on the phone. Chat is actually sometimes pretty high stress. Can be pretty stressful, but just because you can't like I've gotten messages that I'm like, this is well, all right, and then I just stop, and then you escalate them, and you just breathe, and you go, hey, I do not want to communicate with this customer anymore. Here's this thing. It's fine. I just can't. And they're like, yeah, we know. I once got a marriage proposal doing tech support. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice gesture that doesn't really need a follow up. Just be like, cool. I hope you enjoy your product. Um, yeah, I mean, people have said nice things. I've gotten I've gotten people who have very nice things to say about and like nice replies and nice messages. And then every once in a while I will see one that is for a coworker of mine, and I will send them a message in our Slack to be like, "Hey, this person says thanks." Cuz it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to get those. And I know it's important. I know that I want people to do that and be like, "Hey, this person says thank you, and here's the nice thing they said." If I can get a couple hey, I'm going to be a customer for life. That's always nice. It's always a nice thing. It's like I'll take it. You don't even have to mean it, but that's nice. I want to help people. It's a whole thing. Okay. So we're building our Tomahawk, our Beam Tomahawk, which this is a nonsense thing. Beam axes, beam tomahawks, I mean, beam sights, all of it. It's all wonderful nonsense. The fact that light could be refracted, or whatever, light could work like this and bend like this is just very fun and nonsense in a way that I enjoy very much. Also, because of the clear nature of this, having clear beam sabers holders is very funny to me. All right, there's the beam tomahawk, and then let's put the beam weapons on. Everything there. All right. Yeah. My dad, I just asked him I just asked my mom, hey, what CDs did my dad want? Or DVDs does my dad want? And then I'll just buy them. Like, sometimes I'll be inventive. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I bet my dad would really like The Raid and The Raid 2. So I'm going to buy The Raid and Raid 2 on Blu-ray. I'm going to get a double disc of The Raid and Raid 2 on Blu-ray. Because I know my dad likes action movies, and I know my dad is going to like these action movies, and I know he didn't see them. And my dad really liked The Raid and enjoyed Raid 2, but he's more of a Raid guy. And then for me, that's just a fun thing to say. It's like, oh yeah, my dad's a big Raid guy. That just makes me laugh to be able to say that. But yeah, most of the time I'm just like, Mom, what does Dad want me to buy? And then I'll just get him something. All right. Look at that. That's something. And what are these other beams? Got these other beams. Where are these J1? Where does J1 go? Oh, that goes on the shield. We got to put these on the shield. Sorry. We got to build the shield. I'm going to stay. Hey, I'm going to run. We're going to run on this because we only have the shield left to build. And I want to build this shield here. So, we're going to do that. We're going to finish up this kit the right way by, let's see here. Yeah. By finishing up the shield here. So, let's do that. You can also take this stuff apart and you can store like this behind the shield and all that, but I always like to have them out. I just think they look cooler that way. Say 12, 4. But yeah, I want to finish this up tonight. Like I said, I've got to do off stream. I'm going to do the rest of it so that it is proper. But right now, we will leave it as it is. This kit has been really fun to build. This is one of my favorite kits of the year. By far, easily one of the best kits we've done. It just looks so cool and was so fun to put together. The Kamen Rider, which is our next kit, which is going to be started on Monday. Kamen Rider Double Cyclone Joker. That's a cool kit. Had that ready in case this didn't take that long, but it took a little longer than I thought it would. So, mainly the funnels were being annoying. Alright, and then this goes here. Oh, so nice. This goes here. Up. I don't get this yet. Alright. Huh. Oh, I get it. Okay. It's got to go in and slide. There we go. Okay. And then this goes here. Oh, I think this just looks so nice. Like running out of things to say about this kit other than how beautiful it is, but dang if it doesn't look great. Put it there now. And then here. Then all right, I got pretty quiet here. I'm sorry. I slept in today. I'm really excited about getting some sleep, but I am still not really caught up. Working at Anime NYC all weekend, and then immediately going and working and not taking Monday off was a mistake that I have been still paying for. And my only hope is that today was helpful for that. Tomorrow I am not working my day job, but I am working at theater that I tech at. But Sunday's a little easier of a day because of that. And so I will again be able to relax some, and that will hopefully lead to me being ripe and ready on Monday for a full day of customer service leading into a full night of streaming for y'all. Because I do very much enjoy streaming, so. But that'll be on Monday. And that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out. We have completed this kit. This is such a beautiful kit, and I'm so excited. I was so happy to work on it. And I'm also, a little bummed that it's over because it was a really fun build. But I think it turned out great. I'm going to finish the funnels that'll go in there off stream. But for now, I'm going to call this quits. This is a lovely kit, and you all are great. Thank you for hanging out on a Saturday with me. Make sure you hit that follow button if you haven't already. Hit the notifications button so you know when I go live. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time will be the next stream. Thanks so much for hanging out with everybody tonight. I am going to play an ad. You don't have to stick around for it, but if you wouldn't mind watching it, it adds up. Ha ha! That's bad. Good night, everybody.